Good day to you all. My name is Vivian Mleya from the Girls Table, and welcome to the Know Your Rights podcast. Today, I'm joined by two gentlemen here who are going to introduce themselves. Can start with you, sir.
My name is Elia Gausio from Shamba, Mashata Central Province, and I'm working with Sia Trust. Thank you, Vivian.
Hello, everyone. My name is Briski Fano Ngube, and I'm working with Nkabazo Community Radio Station. Nice to have you today.
Okay, so today we are focusing on the right to participate in government. And just to give a brief explanation on the right to participate in government policies, the right to participate in government is enshrined in Section 67 of the Zimbabwean Constitution. I'm sure we are all aware of the Zimbabwean Constitution, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So as the youth, we have to know the Constitution. So maybe just can you please tell us about what you know about the right to participate in government policies? I'll start with you, Eli.
Okay, thank you very much, Vivian. So from my own perspective, I'm sure young people have got the right to participate within the government. And I'm not sure in terms of the section, of course, this is, I think, the critical aspect in terms of how best young people can articulate in terms of the constitution. But generally, I know that young people have got the right to participate in different structures within the government. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivian. Maybe for starters, participating in government might mean different things to different people. For beginners, a government comes through a political setup. You have already mentioned that maybe Section 67 of the Constitution gives people the right to participate. People are free to join a political party of their choice. They are free to maybe join an association of their choice. They are free to choose their leader through an election. So that is participation that we are talking about. Then if we go down maybe to Section 20, it also speaks that young people have got a right to participate in the economic affairs of the government, in the governance of the country. So basically, based on our laws, young people have got the right to fully participate within the maybe government and the policy making of our country. Maybe if we go even outside, maybe the African Charter, it also maybe gives us the right to participate in the governance of our country. So world over, the UDL Charter also gives us the right to participate. So basically, from the international level up to the country, young people, we've got that right to participate in the activities of the country.
Yes. Also, to add on to what you said, internationally, the right to participate in government is affirmed by instruments such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right, and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. So these documents state that every citizen has the right and opportunity without any form of discrimination to take part in the conduct of public affairs directly or through freely chosen representatives, vote and be elected at genuine periodic elections, which shall be by universal and equal suffrage and shall be held by secret ballot, guaranteeing the free expression of the will of the electors. The electors, it's us, the voters,
Right.
And have access in general terms of equality to public service in their country. So in summary, both the Zimbabwean Constitution and the international laws recognize the right to participate in government as a fundamental democratic right.
Okay.
They ensure that citizens have the freedom to engage in political activities, to vote, to run for office, and to participate in public affairs without undue interference or discrimination.
All right.
Okay. Do you have maybe any additions on that?
No, maybe basically, like maybe we have already alluded to. It has mentioned maybe the ways through which maybe young people can participate in government. I spoke of elections earlier, and it's mentioning that maybe as young people, participation is supposed maybe through elections, and you say that we are the voters. Probably maybe we can then maybe interrogate as maybe young people. Are we taking that space serious that we can also be participating through voting? That's another way that we have to be inputting and participating in government. For example, just last year in 2023, with the election in Zimbabwe,
sure.
how many young people then did make it a mandate for them to go and participate? So those are the platforms. Besides that, we do not have other platforms that you can be using. So we have the right to be voted for, we've got the right to vote so that we can participate in the governance of the country.
Okay.
Okay, just a quick question, Elia.
Yeah.
What are the barriers to youth participation in government and political processes?
Okay, thank you very much, Vivian. So maybe coming from a raw perspective, us as young people, we have a critical challenge in terms of access to information. So from my own perspective, I do realize that young people, we do lack information in terms of participation within the government. We have so many structures that we may talk of when we are talking of participation of young people. But then we do lack information, we lack knowledge. In terms of education, of course, you are talking of the constitution is there, we have got the right to participate. But then us as young people from the rural setup, we do not have access to information, access to maybe those structures where we can participate. Then secondly, I heard Brisk talking of voting, that last year, 2023, we were voting, right? But, us as young people, there's sort of a gap in terms of the voting age to say young people from 18 and above, they can vote, right? So in terms, there is a restriction where, those below the age of 18, they are young people, they have got the right, of course, but in terms of voting, they are now being restricted. So from my own perspective, that's the critical aspect in terms of young people participating within the government. So yeah, basically, that's what I can talk of. Thank you very much.
Probably, if I could get what Eli just mentioned, you say that maybe people who are in the raw setup,
yeah, sure,
you have a lack of access to information in terms of maybe how can they participate. Probably, I think we could be advocating through the structures that are there within the raw setup. For example, government doesn't begin at the national level. We have a video committee, for example.
Yeah.
Those are the structures that you can be using at a local level to penetrate maybe participation into the government structures. How many young people probably attend village meetings that are there?
Yeah.
So maybe they can also maybe influence decisions. They can also maybe be a part of the government. Government is not national. It's that's even at the lowest level.
Sure.
From my knowledge, within the government setup, maybe within the vehicle, there is a slot for young people.
Sure.
How many young people have taken that serious to say we want to input our knowledge, our additions, so that maybe we can also shape how governance is made within our local levels. Because those things are then maybe got a spillover effect to the either district, then province, then national. So let's take the spaces that are already there available to us. Then maybe what also maybe details young people from participating. I think young people always participate.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll call it negative participation. You see, sometimes we alluded to that young people as they've got the right to choose a political party of their choice. But usually you see that whenever young people are active, maybe in political parties, they are doing it for the benefit of the elder.
Okay.
They are not doing it for themselves. So they have the energy to participate.
Sure.
But it's negative participation. How do you transform that energy to become a positive participation? That you are not supposed to be pushed by someone who has bought you peers and so forth.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be doing it as someone who is concerned about nation building. You know that maybe governance is the beginning of everything.
Sure.
Whatever we do, what maybe the education, the youth health and stuff, those things emanate from our participation in governance.
Okay.
But we rarely take these things serious. When we see a young person being now active, say that they've been promised something by someone who's an elderly candidate, peers have been bought. Maybe issues of tokenism are also maybe an issue that is affecting our participation in terms of governance. One thing also I think is the nature of our politics.
Yeah.
For example, Eli, as educated as you are, could we see you one day going to dance at a rally like what other people do? Or we are beginning to that. So an issue that thing,
exactly.
Because we were saying those things are for maybe people with not education, who are not educated. They don't have things to be doing. So we are too smart for maybe, and our governance has been structured in a way that if we have got the same mind, we would think, I can't be found in those stages dancing at political meetings. But to be honest with you, governance world over begins within a political sector.
Sure.
So how then do we transform it probably for it to be favorable for our own participation?
Maybe just to chip in, please. Thank you for highlighting that. So I'm now getting to understand in terms of what is really affecting young people in terms of participating within the structure, different structures within the government, right? So I'm now thinking of the issue of political polarization within different communities. To say, if I want to participate within the government, right? Somewhere, somehow, I might be labeled. Yes, allies running for this because of this. So somewhere, somehow, it becomes a critical challenge, right? Then, let's talk of last year, 2023, right? We have so many political parties that were running through different offices, right? So let's say I was participating within this political party A, right? Then the political party A lose for the elections, right? So the following day, I might be labeled as a loser, right? So from that setup, at the end of the day, I might lose in terms of maybe the zeal to participate. Then the last component, we can talk of ageism per se. We have those amadalas, Vatikure. At the end of the day, in Rukona Moon, maybe at 75, he's still within the position. He has got the power, right? But I'm 25. So at the end of the day, I'm competing with someone who is old. At the end of the day, critical aspects or youth issues might not be addressed. We can continue maybe now losing focus in terms of participating. Why? Because we are seeing ourselves running maybe offices with these amadalas. So yeah,
I think you've raised quite an interesting topic of ageism and adultism. Probably, you see, I think also as young people, what also details us is that maybe there's this belief amongst the older generation to say these people are blamed, they don't know anything. But they tend to forget when they fought for the liberation struggle, they were also young like us. So I'm not so sure. Us as young people, probably we are not maybe researched enough, or maybe we are not knowledgeable enough. They maybe penetrate the structures that are there already. Because definitely, I've been following the trends of the conflict between ageism and adultism. Ageism, we are saying we have to be included because we are young. But it's not about us being young. Do we have the merits to be maybe involved in the participating? Also, it's not about maybe someone being old. Not every player has wisdom to say. So I think probably young people, we have to invest also in ourselves to try and maybe penetrate the already existing structure. Because whether we like it or not, if those ones whom we say they've been maybe given beers and stuff, go and dance at the rallies, eventually those guys are there. They are the chairpersons of the young people. When the appointments of maybe cabinet ministers begin, they are the ones who are available. So they are the ones who are then appointed. So I think maybe it's high time we penetrate the available structures. So that probably when appointments are then made, we are there to also maybe appointed as part of government. Just one more maybe.
Risk is highlighting a number of issues that us as young people we need to continue focusing on them. But then I do realize that as young people, we have sort of a name tag. We are labeled youth. Yes. Even if we participate, even if we bring critical issues, maybe for development's sake, but at the end of the day, we are being called young people. Yes. So somehow, I might be within this structure, within the government. Of course, I might contribute. But then the name tag youth. It becomes a challenge. Zvinongonzi muri vana, if you contribute, or else we can talk of, let's say we are within a meeting, right? Yes, if I contribute on manzwere zvataura nemwana, manzwere zvataura nemuyouth. So at the end of the day, we are being labeled somewhere, somehow, the young people.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, thank you very much.
Interesting contributions from the two gentlemen. So I was saying that I'm the only lady in the house. I wanted to talk about one thing that's also, a barrier to youth participation.
Okay.
It's gender disinformation.
Okay.
For example, it's me, Vivian, a young lady, I want to be a mayor. What's the first thing that people are going to say?
Okay.
Uri hure.
Okay.
So when someone says uri hure, I automatically shy away from that political scene because apparently women who are in politics, especially when you're a young woman, they say that for you to have been elected maybe as the councillor, you have slept with someone. So imagine I want to run for councillor and I hear those myths about women in politics. Obviously, I'm not going to run for office.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be like, uri hure, you have slept with so and so. Emotionally, it damages me.
Yeah.
So I think those are some of the things that we have to take note of.
Okay.
So our next question, I'm going to start with you, Chris.
Okay.
How can young people effectively advocate for their inclusion in decision-making processes?
Okay. I think we have maybe mentioned some of the things during the course of our discussion. To me, as young people, we always say that there is nothing for young people without young people.
Sure.
So nothing for us without us.
Yeah.
So basically, the starting point, I think, as young people, we should identify the available spaces.
Okay.
After we identify, we strategize. How do we penetrate those available spaces? For example, I alluded to issues of maybe Emakai,
okay.
the village development committees, the political committees. It is a slot for young people.
Sure.
How do we make sure that we penetrate that structure? Because if we don't attend maybe the meetings where these elections are done for the political committee, that's why you are going to end up seeing someone with 50 years old being called to be representing young people because we are not available. So let's be available whenever there is a space for us young people to be penetrated. Secondly, power is not given.
All right.
That's a fact. Power is not given and is taken.
Okay.
How do we take power? Sometimes we can try as young people that we are not being included, but we are not available. We are not an available option. No one is going to come to our homes to say, Eli, I want to give you this type of position.
Yeah.
When we are not found where the decisions are being made.
Okay.
So if we have identified the spaces, we strategize, we penetrate. Already with the demographic dividend, we should not be crying about issues of maybe inclusion. But then you see that it is because of our, I'm not so sure, our reluctance, so to say, that sometimes we are preoccupied about the things that I think matter the most.
Okay.
Yet governance is all what matters. All the things that can come economically, they're a product of governance. Okay. Whereas young people, let's penetrate the available spaces and let's approach each other. For example, if you're allowed to say maybe in your community you want to run for an office, how many young people are they going to support you?
Okay.
That's the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
They begin to say, because that is you have to find a kukumwa, you see, and at numbers. Young people. But we all have the ideas, we have the numbers. So young people should be learning to be supporting each other to say, if there's a young person who is there representing us, then our views are going to be heard.
That's true.
So to allude to what you've just said, I was joking this other day, with my friends. I'm like, guys, next year ngifuna ukuba ngu-councillor.
Okay.
Are you guys going to vote for me?
Yeah.
They're like, Vivian, you don't have money. What are you going to give us? Because, you know, councillor so and so, he gives us this, he gives us that. So I think the issue of the youth supporting each other is very crucial.
Sure.
Because in as much as, you know, the older people are supporting us, but we are the future. So if we don't support each other, then there is no way forward.
Okay.
Do you have any contributions?
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, in terms of what you have been highlighting and what has been alluded by Brisk, I'm now understanding that young people, we need to partner. You know, when you are talking of maybe SDG number 17, that which talks of partnership for the goals, right?
Yeah.
So as young people, we need to come together, exactly. Create partnerships amongst ourselves, be it within our organizations. Let us come together. Let us claim our space. So that at the end of the day, if Brisk is running for an office, we should vote for him as young people. Why? Because we really know that he is going to bring young people's issues on the table, discuss with the duty bearers, so that at the end of the day, what is maybe being discussed in terms of maybe decision, it is the best interest for us as young people. Then the second thing is, as young people, we are not supposed to run away from education.
Yeah.
Yes, let us try our level best to research, to learn more each and every day. Let us try our level best to research, know about the constitution, know about the structures that are available for us as young people, so that at the end of the day, if we are contributing within a different setup, or be it a political setup, or either a meeting with duty bearers, we need to put maybe contributions with the sense, so that we are not labeled young people. If I contribute, it means a lot. Why? Because there is issue of research, there is the issue of maybe scientifically proven things. Yes. Yeah. Then of course, leadership. Let us show leadership at its level, to say as young people we need to lead by example. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's true, because you can't go to a meeting and say something that is not backed by facts.
Definitely.
And then expect, the youth to back you, because they'll be like, what into ikhulumileyo, that's not true.
Yeah.
And for your information, these old men,
they are well educated.
Yes, they're always a step ahead of us.
So they will be like, you look at this young man, Aruda office, but they said, yeah.
Yes, maybe our last question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
What successful examples of youth participation in government have you seen or been a part of?
Okay.
Maybe I'm not sure, but they say a fair office is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should celebrate that we have 10 seats currently under the PRR provision in Parliament. We've got 10 MPs that are representing young people. Of course, though, we might have maybe reservations about their selection, that maybe they are coming through the party list and stuff. But at least we've got 10 young people who are in Parliament because they are also young people.
Okay.
And despite that, we also have maybe young people who have been appointed, maybe as ministers, that the deputy finance minister is also a young person.
Yeah, sure.
There are small strides that you should maybe celebrate. But also probably we might maybe advocate for more.
Sure.
To say instead of the 10 seats, for a dividend that has got 67% of the population, just 10 young people in Parliament. I think it's too small.
Sure.
Maybe side time should advocate to say,
all right.
we are 67% of the population. We need 50 young people in Parliament, but maybe the voice can be then amplified. But I think those are key examples that we have seen. We've got Zita Kudam Nangago.
Okay.
Then there's Tino Machakaira, I think is also a young person. We have the likes of Joanna Mangombe, they are also young people.
Okay.
So we have quite a number of young people who are in Parliament. I think in Bulawayo with Badila is a young person. So definitely seeing such people within the spaces of power can act as a motivating factor for us. To say our voice can also be heard. If we become maybe bold enough, we can maybe be standing and representing ourselves.
Okay.
in government.
Oh, wonderful. So I think from my end, yeah, I really do appreciate in terms of the strides which are being made in terms of creating conducive environment, creating spaces and maybe structures for young people to participate within the parliament, as you highlighted. So personally, I've been a junior councillor.
Oh.
Yes. So, that was an opportunity for me to maybe participate, bring young people's issues on the table with duty bearers. When you are participating within the full council meeting, she's junior councillor, of course, yes. And you are given an opportunity to share, critical issues for young people. So that's an opportunity which I got when I was still at high school. And after high school, because of my participation, I was then being able to be nominated to be within the Ward Development Committee. But then it has been awesome for me because I had an opportunity to share with the duty bearers, to get to understand their action plans, they say, for the ward, to say, what are you looking forward to do? Of course, you are within the office, but then Muruku's family say during your period within the office. So for me, that was a great opportunity.
Maybe putting a disclaimer on this one.
Sure.
I accept it to be saying it at the very last of this conversation. For that reason, better not to myself. You know what? I ran for office in 2018.
Okay.
For an MPC.
Sure.
As an independent candidate.
All right.
And my goal was to just show young people to say this is doable.
Okay.
We can be doing it. So as long as we shy away from maybe running for office, maybe getting into the existing structures. For now, if I go back home, my chiefs are always saying, when we want you in our community. Why? Because I proved within them that I can be a leader. So it's about you probably gaining that trust.
Sure.
So I think there is that need of a generational consensus or generational partnership. In as much as we are young people, we are innovative, we have the ideas. We also need the wisdom of those who have told us that before.
Exactly.
So that partnership can bring or can mold us to become a great leader.
Okay.
We are not here maybe to be replacing the people who are there, but we are here to be claiming our space, like what we are saying.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be participating. So young people outside, what I can just say is the space is available, despite need of the terrain. Leaders, isn't the way we say in Kunzibebe to say when Kalumbe is steering it is when the farmer identifies that this one can be a bull. So it is during this time that you can rise up to the occasion to be identified as leaders. And that one we have to invest to prove that we are genuine leaders.
Sure.
But maybe tomorrow, but not tomorrow, today, we can also be operating as leaders in government.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for the lovely contributions, and I hope we all learned something from this podcast on Know Your Rights. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Have a lovely day.